What is up, my boners? This is MrITryHard here, the nastiest commentator in all of fucking YouTube. How you guys been doing? I've been doing fucking fantastic, and today I have a gameplay of Drop Zone on Village for you guys. Kind of weird, and I got some epic voice cracks today because I just woke up and I just got back from the hospital once again, and yeah, I don't know, man. So let me give you guys the rundown on this whole hospital deal. Because I've been in the hospital more times in the past 10 days than I have in my whole entire life, and it's kind of sad. So, as you guys are probably aware of already, I got a spinal tap a few days ago. I think it was not last Thursday, but the Thursday before, and I was feeling kind of like weird ever since. Like my head was kind of feeling really heavy and having these kind of weird ass headaches and not feeling really up to par about, you know, the whole health thing, and it was really sad for me, and I didn't like the way I felt, and I couldn't even go back to work ever since. Like I got my spinal tap on the 27th of December, and I haven't gone into work since because I just feel like shit so much. It's really difficult for me to actually work, and yeah, so I just basically overall felt like big dog doo-doo, and not even sure why I'm saying dog doo-doo, but whatever. And yeah, so I felt like shit, and yesterday, actually the day before, because I'm kind of getting fucked up in my days, the day before I tried to get into work and tried to actually do like a few hours into work, and I got in for like 2 hours, and then I ate like a Chinese soup. It's a whatever, it's like soup with like noodles in it, like every other soup, and then I puked. I puked my soup. I couldn't hold it in, but I also puked blood, and yeah, that's not really cool. It's not really fun, so I kind of panicked and went to the hospital. And the thing you gotta know about the healthcare system here in Canada is the fact that it's terrible. So it's free. I mean, like, we all pay for it, just a little bit, like in our I think it's in our taxes or something, or I forget, or on our pay or something. Anyways, we all pay for it just a little bit, and it's free, so anybody can get service at any time if you just go to a hospital. Like you don't have to pay for anything and all that stuff. So the problem is that we don't have enough doctors to support our free healthcare system. So now what's happening is people are getting stuck in emergency room like waiting lines. Look at this asshole. He picks up a care package and kills me. I don't know, like, why do I die? I don't even think he died. All right, whatever. Anyways, so everybody is like waiting in like emergency rooms, and nobody can get service. Like people need like we need more nurses, we need more doctors, we need more beds, more I don't know, people, like places for people to sit in. Like people are like waiting in hallways. So let me tell you about my example. I'll just give you that. I got in there at 4 p.m. and what they do is they take you in real quick and they do like kind of a survey. It's called a triage, where they basically look at your situation and give you a grade on 1 to 4, and depending on how dangerous your situation is. So I told them that I was having these migraines because of the spinal tap thing, and also because I had puked blood a few hours earlier, and they assigned me a grad 3. So grad 3 is the second highest. Like I'm pretty sure highest is 4 or maybe 5, like if you're like a gunshot victim or something. But I was up there on the list. I was one of the highest. So he's like, all right, so you're one of the highest guys on the list. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of you quickly. The normal waiting time for you is 4 to 5 hours. So I'm like, all right, 4 to 5 hours. That's actually pretty fast for my my healthcare system. So what actually happened is I ended up waiting there 17 hours before anybody even called my name, and anybody even, like, I couldn't speak to a doctor for 17 hours. And the problem is I can't go back home, because since I told them that I puked while bleeding. No, I puked blood, sorry. They couldn't let me back home, so I couldn't leave the place. I couldn't eat because they didn't want me to eat because of my stomach. I couldn't sleep because you're on like benches, and they're like hard, like plastic benches. It's not really like they're really comfortable ones where you can like lie over them. So for 17 hours you can't eat, you can't sleep, and you can't do anything. So I just stood there. I just stood there for 17 hours. I spent the entire night awake. There was like a small television playing the same things on repeat for like 10 hours. I watched that. It was bad, and it was sad, and it pissed me off. And then they finally called in my name. So they finally called MrITryHard or Matthew. They're like, Matthew, room 13. Of all luck, I got room 13. So I get in there and I tell him my thing. So the doctor comes in, I tell him my deal. You know, got a fucking spinal tap a few days ago, 10 days ago. I puked blood yesterday and I still feel like shit. And he's like, alright, so for your whole spinal tap deal, we're gonna have to do a blood patch, and I'll explain that in just a second. But what we're gonna do for your puking blood thing is he thinks it's just he called something like Mallory wise or whatever the fuck the symptom is where you puked so much and you strain so much your esophagus and your stomach that it actually kind of just ruptures just a little bit, and that makes for a lot of bleeding and you poop blood. It's actually benign. It's not a problem really. It'll fix itself. They gave me pills to lower the acidity in my stomach so that I could you know, get back to eating the good stuff and heal quicker, I guess. But what they have to do for my back, well, not for my back, but for my spinal tap is they need to do a blood patch, which is the exact same fucking thing as a spinal tap. So I had to get another one yesterday, but this time I got it by a professional. He does like 5 of these a day. He's a fucking, like, he's the man when it comes to spinal tap. He was like, yeah, let's do it. He's like one-handed with like one patch on his eye. He's a fucking, he was a beast. Anyways. So this is what the blood patch is all about. They go to get some more spinal fluid again. So they stick a needle in there, and while the needle is in there, they take blood from your arm. So I also had a needle in my right arm at this point. I'm still awake. I'm not like sleeping or anything. So I have a needle in my right arm and a needle in my back. So they take about 20 cc's of blood, which is quite a bit. It's like I guess it's a mouthful of blood. All right. So they take that out of my right arm. So right there, I'm feeling woozy because I'm not a big fan of like needles and shit. And then they insert that into my back, into my spinal fluid, like the clear fluid that I was talking about, like in my earlier videos. They take that and then they put blood in there. And what that does is and then after that, they lay me on my back for about 2 hours. So what that does is, wherever there was a hole, because that was the problem with my headache, is because the fact that they had pierced the envelope where the spinal fluid was at, like the hole where they had pierced was not like closing itself properly. So that was the big problem. So now there was 2 holes. There was the one hole that wouldn't close, and there was the hole that they just did because they had to do a blood patch. So now, because there's blood in there, it'll coagulate and it should close the holes down. And now I have to drink coffee, which I'm not a big fan of, but I have to drink coffee because apparently that helps with the coagulation. I don't know. That's what the doctor told me. He prescribed coffee to me. And this is where I lost the game, by the way, guys. Look at this. I want to comment on the gameplay for like the first time in my life ever. There's a guy coming up here. I'm trying to get this fucking drop zone because we're close to winning and so are they, and it's kind of a tight game. So I got the drop zone, alright? And I'm protecting it as best I can. I'm like the only one here. There's a guy behind me, but he's doing nothing, and I think he gets caught here. Anyway, so I protect it, and now I drop, and there's a stealth bomber behind me, if you guys can see that. And I'm trying to cap the stealth bomber because if I pick that up, I can just lay that over there, and we can win for sure. Problem is, I die capping it like a fucking millisecond before. And now, they're all over this drop zone. So I pick up a triple or like a broken quad here. And I try to save it for the team. But unfortunately, I can't because the time is running out. And we lose the fucking game. And it pisses me off. And I hope you guys enjoyed this like non-nasty gameplay. But I kind of felt like doing one of these and telling you guys what's up. So anyways, they patched it, everything. And I'm like getting back. And in a few days, I should be good to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and please leave me some more awkward questions in the comment section below. And this has been MrITryHard. Bye, bye, and bye. I like to sing at the end of my videos, If you like it, please thumbs up.